3, 2, 1. And we're live.
Happy New Year, folks. And welcome back here to the corner for another episode where we have my faithful co-host and sometimes technical assistant, Troy Truster. Hello, Troy.
Hello and Happy New Year to you all too. Haven't we made a New Year's episode already? Yeah, we have. We made 51.
Well, you can never say Happy New Year enough.
No, that's true. At least not in January. I mean, like, you could still sit on the 31st of January and say Happy New Year, and it would still be acceptable, I guess.
And China first celebrates the New Year in February.
Oh, so, yeah, that's true. They're like totally indifferent about the Western New Year's Eve. They're just sitting there. What the fuck do we give a shit about? Okay, sorry for being racist. That was a bit of a racist impersonation.
Like it's all fun games, right?
Yeah,
and this is going to be interesting, because you told me that you wanted to play a game here on this episode was called Would You Rather?
Yeah, as you can see here, you guys, we're on this website, either.io. I strongly urge you or recommend you to try it out for yourselves. This is a great party game for when you're like at a party. I mean, obviously right now during COVID, it's not really that applicable, but once we get past this, but with the vaccines and stuff, then you can go to parties again, and then this is actually a pretty good thing that you could bring up to people and sitting around and like read these choices aloud, because what it basically is about is that you get a scenario where you get two sides of a question. So it always goes with would you rather. I mean, this is just for people that have never played it before. I suppose most people have, but just for the people that haven't. So, yeah, I mean, should we just dive out into it? I mean, I guess as we go along, people will quickly get it, what it's about.
Yeah, let's do it. That's one short thing first. And if you do happen to go to parties and stuff, remember to keep your social distancing, folks. At least 8 feet apart and face masks.
Definitely. Face masks, and of course the last thing is to remember to wash your hands frequently and use hand sanitizer as well.
Yeah, disinfect those hands.
Yeah, and disinfect. That's the most practical thing. But what's even better than hand sanitizer is soap. Soap kills that virus clean out. So whenever you're in someone else's home, they will always have soap. If they don't have soap, you should leave immediately, because if you don't have soap in your home, you're a pig.
Indeed, and cleanliness is godliness. Exactly. So be sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's just delve out into the first scenario here. And by the way, this is just going to be like an endless stream of scenarios. So we will just end this whenever we get bored of it. But we will take that when we get that far. So without further ado, let's do it like this. That we take. I read the first scenario to you. And then you read the next one to me. I'm gonna actually share my screen here so that you can read my screen too, so that you can give me scenarios too. So
that's really good.
Apparently, there were some issues with the recording of OBS and the Discord share screen. But now we're good. So now you can see my screen, and now I'll give you the first one, which is: would you rather be known as a drug dealer or be known as a liar?
Drug dealer. 100%.
Why defend? Let's add that. Let's add the clause that you have to defend your statement as well.
Okay, even though a drug dealer is morally incorrect, and that you shouldn't do it, all that stuff, I would still choose it, because if you were known to be a liar, you would never be able to be trusted, ever.
Yeah. I guess
Right.
that's true. And like, drug dealers are liars too in a lot of situations. But
Yes.
that's not as bad as being known as a liar, I
Yeah,
guess.
I still think that you can be an honest drug dealer.
Yeah.
That if you really were like like no bullshit, do what I'm gonna do, like like what I say I will. Then I believe that you could. But then again, like you would never be able to know, would you? Right? anybody anybody doing business with you or a drug dealer would have to be thinking, like in the back of his head, oh shit, man, like can I trust this guy or like
Yeah.
what, right, right.
Mm.
But still, I would choose that because like at least like as a drug dealer you would have some reputation, and then like I just keep flashing back to these awesome old movies, some with like Al Pacino, like Scarface,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
um,
yeah, like
you know,
those all, not just that, also like The Sopranos, obviously.
yeah, where you're like kind of like cheering for the anti-hero, right?
Yeah,
And the same with The Wire, right?
yeah,
Because you sure will be like cheering like Idris Elba's character on and being like, yeah, Stringer, right?
yeah, yeah,
Right. Because the guy is just such a terrific actor, and so on, right?
mm,
So yeah, man, I would 100% choose the first one instead of being known as a liar.
yeah,
Because and I want to elaborate a little more on that, because
yeah.
if you are known as a liar, you will have no friends.
No,
You will
yeah,
have
no, it's true.
you will literally have no friends, and you will be the loneliest person on earth.
Yeah, because trust in humans is a great virtue.
Yeah.
And we're social animals, so we rely on other people. And liars are, by the very definition of their nature,
Shit.
very lonely.
Yeah, and like take this for instance.
Yeah.
You have a close friend, female, male, doesn't really matter, and they tell you, like their deepest secrets because of trust, and they say like, you can't tell anybody, right? And then the first fucking thing you do right after is to put the whole shit out on social media like Facebook or Twitter, and with some shit that you won't believe what my best friend just told me.
Yeah,
Right, like putting that in aspect, and yeah. So if you are a known liar, then yeah, you will have no friends.
yeah. So let's see how many people share our opinion, because you can see that too. Yeah, wow, it's actually close though. Like
Yeah,
43% were actually wanting to become a liar instead.
yeah,
But yeah, like we do share the opinion with the majority.
yeah.
So that's interesting. Okay, so let's see the next one.
Okay,
That's
this is me reading it, right?
yeah.
Would you rather marry at age 10 or never marry at all?
I mean, a lot of African countries already have this where you marry very young, and like you have these young broads that also marry old creeps. But I reckon like that's in a whole different part of the world, and this is directed towards me, and I'm a part of Western civilization. But I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I'm like, because already I'm in a situation where I don't feel like I need to get married. I mean, marriage is just a piece of paper at the end of the
Yeah.
day. It's just, and especially if you're in the United States, there's a bunch of paperwork, and you have to pay alimony if you get divorced. There's a lot of complications.
Well,
with
you would
marriage.
have to pay alimony no matter what if you had a
Uh,
kid with the spouse.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, man,
it also depends on whether it is a forced marriage. It's a marriage with someone that you don't actually care about, or whether it is your dream girl. Like it doesn't say
I'm
anything about that.
I'm like saying that, like, no matter what, at 10 years old, no way that you are that fucking mature,
No, me
right?
neither. Like,
Yeah,
but then again, there are kids that have childhood girlfriends and are very happy about that. But
sure.
I'm just saying, with if like if we're looking at the paperwork, all the paperwork that is legally binding, for the rest of your life, and then we're talking divorce later in life, divorce possibilities later in life, and alimony checks and all that bullshit. And if you're not getting what do you call it, sign a pre-doc, no, what is it called, like there's
Yeah, a prenup
a
and
prenup,
stuff.
yeah, a prenup.
Yeah.
So if we're not talking about that, if we're just talking about the strictly conventional terms of marriage, I would say never marry at all. Also because I don't really want to be married at all. I gotta be, the whole concept of having a big party and spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on a fucking wedding. It just seems a bit excessive to me for my own life. But I know,
You know that, like, getting married at 10 is illegal in Scandinavia. Like, you can't do it.
yeah.
You can circumvent it by going to a judge with a guardian or a parent, right?
Yeah.
That will speak on your behalf, and like give you permission for it and all that, right?
Yeah.
But and this is like largely varying at your age, and no way any judge in Scandinavia, probably Germany too, would grant this at age 10, right?
Yeah, and I believe you, because you study this for a year, right?
Yeah.
Like in wait, what was it? What was it again? Which university?
University of Oslo.
Right. In
Right. And
political science, or what was it called?
no, this was law at University of Oslo.
Oh,
and
right.
and like it was like even like a case about this, where like the only way that the only one that I could find that like had actually been able to do this, was a 17-year-old kid, right, that had been in an automobile accident.
Yeah.
And was close to death at age 17, right? And the last thing that he wanted to do before he died was to get married with his sweetheart girl.
That was the only exception.
That was the only exception I could find, where like this has happened, because any judge would also like be aware of that, like this is a big fucking deal, right?
Well, you're getting research into this, apparently.
Yeah, you're getting, because like he would be like, you're getting married, right? There's a lot of responsibilities, and also when you're married, then you're also financially responsible for your spouse, right?
Yeah.
That you have to fund her and all this. Right?
Was this a case in university that you had?
Yeah, this was a case, right? Yeah. Where we like studied, like why this was accepted, because like then there was like other cases, like where they'd just been like plainly fucking denied because there was no other reasons other than 16-year-old boys and their fucking dicks, right? Yeah, man. So no, like in any case, I would also like I agree with the red one, because like I feel like like that's the most ethically correct of the two.
Yeah, because
considering
like even all the African countries aside, where it's still like that's probably the a continent in the world where it's the most accepted still to be married before the age of 18. I would say in a civilized society you have to be above the age of consent. So yeah, let's do this. Wow!
Wow!
Holy
53%.
shit.
Like, I don't know. Like,
What
maybe.
the fuck, man?
But then again, we don't know where these 1.5 million voters are from.
Yeah, but
They could.
like, they can't all be from Africa. I mean,
No,
like,
but
most African people don't even have internet access.
there is other countries in the world too. Like for instance, in America, right? Childhood marriages is legal, and they don't need a fucking judge for it. By the way,
I'm gonna Google that right next.
they're legal. Yeah, Google that. Childhood marriages, U.S., where they only need the consent of the parents. Yeah, and this is also why it is a big fucking human trafficking issue, right? Since you can like marry away a 12-year kid to an old man, right? Yeah, look at that, man. Between 2000 and 2015, over 200,000 minors were legally married in the United States of America. Holy shit,
yeah. Fuck, man.
And the reason, like, why this is a human trafficking thing is that if you're a real piece of shit, and I mean a real piece of shit, you'll adopt a teenage.
This is like even like it's some kind of official. It's an org website, so it looks like it's a government website.
And
wow, I had no idea about
that. If it was government, it would be GOV.
Yeah, but still, okay, but yeah, what does the org even stand for? I don't.
Org is just you're googling it.
Yeah.
And I will like talk a little bit about this. Like, so yeah, if you were like a real piece of shit in America, you would adopt a teenage Indian girl or something, a teenage Russian girl or something, right?
Yeah.
And then you would like put this up for sale and say like on a black side, like it's like the dark web or something, right? And saying teenage bride for sale, 50,000. And you'd be damn sure if like there wouldn't be some old perverted pig with a lot of money that would be like, yeah, I could tap that ass.
Oh, that's just fucking disgusting, actually.
Yeah, but this is still happening, and it is legal. And here's the reason. Like why it's such a human trafficking issue is because how can you prove it? How can you prove that there was ever a sale going down or whatever, right? If the guy has been paid in something else than just cash or wire transactions, and have instead been paid in like in untraceable cryptocurrency or physical gold or art or something, right?
This is probably why the laws about, because I just heard about this on another Joe Rogan podcast with Bill Mayer that did that about a year ago, where they talk about marriage law, divorce laws, and how that the system is still set up that men have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in alimony to their wives. But if you consider this, that you also still have these early age marriage laws or underage marriage laws, that someone can marry a 13-year-old girl, and then it kind of makes sense that you have these alimony laws in the event of divorce as well, so that these rich ass guys who are like or men who are like 50 years of age have to pay alimony to these young girls who will not be able to sustain themselves when they're divorced from these fuckers, these pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What a fucking diverse, a contrasting system you have in the States.
kind of like
Fucking
a fucked up way of looking at yin to the yang,
yeah,
right?
fucking disgusting. On one hand, you have these fucking laws that govern. No, you can marry anyone who's below the age of 18. It doesn't matter down to the age of 10 if need be. And on the other hand, you have these fucking lawyers that or these laws that are enforced by lawyers that say, oh, you have to pay for 10, 20 years to a wife that you left. And you have to pay them in alimony, even if you go bankrupt, even if you can't pay them, you still have to pay them. And yeah, there was this statement that Bill Maher said. No, it was Joe Rogan who said that in the States there's this statement that was issued by a judge. Your ability to pay, and I want you to think about this too, your ability to pay is not directly influenced by your
wealth or what your eligibility to earn.
Fuck, man, I gotta edit this because this is interesting.
Yeah.
Your obligation, that was the word I was looking for. Your ability to pay is not related to the obligation to pay.
Okay.
And I mean, like, how fucked up is that? I mean, like, if some guy is, I mean, just divorced from a normal wife, just like say they're married at age 25 and they're divorced when age 40, then the guy, even if he's in jail, has to pay alimony to his wife for forever, even if he's in jail and can't afford it, but he still has to pay.
Wow, America, man.
That's so fucked up, man. It's like you have these extreme contrasts. On this one side, you have an obligation to pay alimony. On the other side, you can marry however many fucking however young girls you like. I mean, what the fuck, man? It's
but
so,
you can,
it's so
but then
black and white, in my opinion.
Then you would like be pretty in the shit if you had been married like 5 times and you had 5 ex-wives you had to pay alimony to at the same time.
Exactly. Like basically, just because you fucked the girl 10 years ago, you still have to pay for her for her expenses and stuff like that. Like, what the fuck, man?
You know, then, like, an advice for you guys in America: think before you marry.
Think before you put your dick in it. No, they're free to put their dicks in whatever. But no, like I was just quoting you from like 10 years ago because I remember when we first met, like online and had our first discussions. You would have said something like that.
Yeah, I would say something like that, but today I'm learned, right? And you know, like it's humans are sexual beings and so on, right? But still, like you should think before you marry, right? Especially in America. In Europe, I feel like the laws are a little more balanced regarding this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that if you, for instance, you got married in Scandinavia, that you would have to be forced to pay an alimony and pay for your ex-wife or ever. No way, man. Like you will sort out, you know, like whatever belongings and shit that you've made together, and you know, like you will split the fortune, and that's it. Other than that, you're not obligated to pay unless you have a kid together.
All right, let's go to the next one here, so we can move this along a little bit. But by the way, I like that we really talk a lot about these topics, because that is essentially the aim of this, I guess. It's just aspire a dialogue or a discussion about these things. But the next one anyway is: would you rather only speak in words that begin with H, or not be able to say any words that have the letter E in them? I know which one I would love.
Wow. Uh,
Now we're down to
I'm
some linguistic stuff.
I'm thinking, not be able to say any words that have the words e in them.
No, no, no. Okay,
Okay,
I feel we're in a disagreement here.
but I don't know why I'm like saying that. Like like if it was an option, I would then like probably just choose to be a damn mute and communicate with my hands. Right.
Okay, I have two counter arguments, but do you have any final thoughts on your choice here?
No, but like I don't, because like if you were going to speak with words, only speak in words that begin with H, right?
Yeah.
Then how are you going to make every word begin with the letter H? Oh no, wait. I get it. I retract my statement. I'm sorry. I'm a bit slow here, folks. But I forgot that you can use the word silent H.
Exactly. Now we're down the rabbit hole here.
Right. Man, I'm sorry. I'm a little slower. I like had a drink
Yeah,
or
me
two,
too.
but yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it will like definitely be that one, because then you could like pretty much just say anything that you wanted with the silent H in front of it.
Like now but because I agree, I would definitely choose H for two very good reasons, and as a linguistic student, I know this. Like, first and foremost, the fact number one is the letter E is the most used letter in the English language. That's a fact, and you can Google that. But I'm pretty sure about that. And because it's a vowel, and it is if you look up linguistic statistics, it is clearly the most used letter in most languages. And the second reason is, have you ever tried to say anything in French ever?
No.
That is an entire French is an entire language that is built around omitting the H sound. Like any word that has an H at the beginning of it will be pronounced without it. So you have hors d'oeuvres, which you spell like this. Actually, it's a long time since I had. Yeah, but here, Google helps me a little bit. So you have like this hors d'oeuvres, and then you omit the H. And I suspect this question is probably made by a Frenchman because they knew this rule exactly.
Indeed, a very very smart question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very smart question.
And you have the word Holmes, like the name Holmes, which in French they would say Ohms. And what else? I don't know, man. It's been a long time, so I can't remember many French words. But yeah, definitely, we want to go with H here. And surprisingly enough, though, we only get a slight majority here. So most people are not that linguistically minded, I guess.
No, they're not thinking this through. Yeah.
No. But anyway, yeah, let's just continue to the next one.
Okay, would you rather go to a gunfight with a pellet pistol, or go to a knife fight with a butter knife?
What is a pellet pistol?
It's like an air gun. Like an air rifle shoots pellets, right? So an air gun shoots pellets.
Then again, what is a gunfight? Like, are we talking a large scale, like a terrorism battle where you have a bunch of angry Protestants that are storming you with AKs, and you're a police officer, still armed with SWAT armor, but you only have a pellet gun? Are we talking that?
I'm thinking so, yeah. In a grave terrorist attack and stuff, yeah.
because it would still depend on how skilled I am in a situation like that. If it's just me, I think I would just probably prefer. But then again, a fucking knife is fucking like a gun can kill you. So if we're talking about
a pellet pistol
no,
cannot
but
kill you.
like their guns will be able to kill me. But like a Bowie knife, if I'm attacked with that will be able to fucking harm me in very serious ways. Whereas a fucking AK from the opponent will be able to kill me much quicker and save me a lot of pain. So if we're talking about dying, I would prefer the gunfight.
Okay.
Because I could just go in there and just shoot a couple of rounds in the air and say, "Kill me."
I would say, like if it's a pellet pistol versus a guy with a butter knife, I would choose the butter knife, and here's why. Because like the pellet pistol is pretty useless, because it hurts when you get shot with it. Like you will get like a big bruise or like maybe like a small scratch or something, right? But it hurts.
Yeah.
But with a butter knife,
no,
you could kill.
Yeah, but we're talking about you are the one who's having the pellet pistol, and they're armed with AKs and shit.
Yeah, then I would still like have chosen the. Like, okay, man. Here's the thing: like, go to a gunfight with a pellet pistol. So that's you versus like guys with another gun or a pistol.
With much
right?
better guns. So you would just stand there being able to.
Yeah.
And they would be like shooting your limbs off and shit.
Yeah, you would get a bullet to the skull.
You would be fucked. You would still be fucked with a butter knife, but like I think I would take the knife fight as well, because hey man, like if you're skilled with the knife in a butter knife fight, you'll still be able to kill somebody with it. Definitely. You could because if you were like really really freaking skilled, I imagine that you would be able to like put the butter knife to your opponent's chest and punch it in. But then again, you could also say if you're skilled, if like say you're a SWAT member, you would also be skilled in hand-to-hand combat, and then you wouldn't necessarily need a pellet pistol. Then you could just like take them in a different, like in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah. But still, like I assume that like the question does not open for hand-to-hand combat, since it's one of the two, right?
No. And also I think it also is about what would we do, and we're not, like, at least I'm not that skilled with a butter knife. I mean, I know how I can advantagefully slice in the best direction. I can't show it right now because we don't have camera on. But I know how to like slice in a way that you can't defend against that, because I learned that from my taekwondo lessons back a few years ago. So yeah, I would also choose the butter knife, actually.
And now I just googled it, and apparently you can easily stab somebody with a butter knife if you use enough force. It says people have been killed with them before, but that's that's true of just any other object you have in your house. If you use enough force, you can still manage to push the object and stab somebody with it if it's sharp enough.
Yeah.
But the butter knife's blade is like still shaped like a blade. It just isn't as sharp as like any other knife that you have, but you would still be able to stab somebody with it.
So I would definitely go with a butter knife too. Then, like, because like there are some butter knives that have these little we call them saw blades at the end of it, like very tiny saw blades. You could probably do some damage with that as well. So
you could also just sharpen it if you had a knife sharpener in your kitchen, which if you cook a lot, then you'll have a knife sharpener. you could probably sharpen the butter knife.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and 63 people agree with us, so
Yeah.
it is the obvious choice, I would say.
Because like the biggest difference of them all is that the pellet pistol is not lethal, while
yeah.
the butter knife is deadly. You can't kill with it.
Yeah. All right, so the next one that we have here, and how much are we on? We are on half an hour, so that's cool. We can do a little bit more.
Yeah.
Got time for more. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a long one. If you could only save lives through 2 ways, would you rather prevent World War II and all the war-related deaths that went along with it, Holocaust included, or cure all forms of cancer and STDs, AIDS included?
If I look at this from a strategic point of view, I would choose to cure all forms of cancer.
Yeah,
because
I think that's the most deaths too, actually. To be honest,
because like that's not all the deaths. Like that. That's all the deaths. That's not only like all deaths. It's all the deaths in the future as well. Right.
Yeah, that's true. Like what you could say that World War II was a single occurrence.
Yeah.
That only happened for over 5 years, whereas cancer is like an ongoing thing, and we don't even have to Google the death toll of cancer to know this, and STDs and AIDS. So yeah, I think this is the obvious choice.
Yeah. Another reason why I would say it is that you can never prevent humans from going to war, right? So if World War II didn't happen, it would happen another war, and like that's how it is. That's like how humans are. As long as there is more, let me finish, man. As long as there is more than 2 people on Earth, somebody is always going to want somebody dead.
Yeah, but that's not war. That's just a conflict. I mean,
that's
war.
War.
That's how war is like. That you should say that's how societies are. But then again, like
war is essentially conflict.
Yeah,
started by society.
Just getting the terminology correct here, but yeah, you are correct.
But yeah, and
but I would still counter that war is more strategic, whereas a conflict between 2 people is motivated by emotions and is much more erratic and spontaneous than a war is. A war is very strategic and very planned. It's a very structured kind of hate. And I don't think you like. I don't think you would actually be able to have that if you didn't have as big countries as we have today. If we had like more localized tribes, then I don't think that would be wars. That would just be like That would just be
gang wars.
Gang wars. But I mean, yeah, I guess you could call that war too. But at least it wouldn't be a world war. It would be a more localized war.
True.
Which wouldn't be as fatal. So yeah.
Back to the point though, you would actually never be able to calculate though, like how many lives you would save by cure all forms of cancer, because you would just be able to cure all kinds of care. You would just be able, the only thing that you will be able to measure is, that everybody that has cancer today in the world will be cured, right?
Yeah,
and then on top of that, like then everybody else that would just get, like the beginning of it in the future, would just get it, right? Yeah. Or like some kind of like vaccine or whatever, right? To phase it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's my answer.
Yeah. Yeah, good answer. And 83% also agree with us. So, yeah. So let's take the next one here.
Okay, let me see here what it says. Let me get my reading glasses on, you folks. As a 15-year-old, would you rather hate your parents but have to be with them 24/7, or love your parents but have them both of them die of a horrible, gory death right in front of you?
Wow, that's
Tough question.
That's such a tough one because we don't just have a binarity here. We actually have a binarity within each choice. So we have a bad side for every scenario. So that is a tough one. That is definitely a tough one. Fuck, man. I don't know. I guess it's better to have them still, and
yeah, I agree, man. I agree
because like then you can still you would still be able to sure you hate them, but then you still would be living for like you would still have some form of identity from where you're coming from, whereas like you see this in movies all the time where you have people that are losing their parents and then they get traumatized later in life.
Yeah, man, and then end up on the street like junkies and ODing and shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess for yourself as an individual, it would probably be better to hate your parents but have to live with them 24/7. I mean, and essentially, isn't this what you already have with people in America? They're living in their parents' basements and jerking off and drinking whiskey.
I agree.
Yeah, playing computer games, and I mean, those people are not turning out to be psychos. I mean, this is a recipe for disaster. So yeah, let's just go with this one. 67% are agreeing too. So I guess that was okay.
Yeah.
So the next one is: would you rather have a large painting of yourself? Oh, I know which one you're going. or have a life-size sculpture of yourself.
You know, like I'm thinking like.
Here's where you can unleash your inner Napoleon.
Have a life-size sculpture of yourself. Yeah, man, like both those things sounds really good. But you know what one? Which one do you think? Which one do you think I would choose?
We just a quick disclaimer here. In a few seconds, we're going to hear Mr. Patrick's narcissist side.
Right.
No, I think you would choose the. I don't know. It depends. Are we talking 10 years ago when we first met, or now?
No.
Now I would say you've calmed down a bit, so now I would guess the painting. Again, I don't.
Hell no, man! I would choose the life-size sculpture of myself. And you know why? You know why? Because I could mount that shit to a concrete foundation, so it could never be taken down. It will always be standing there.
Oh yeah, it makes sense with your construction education as well. You would want that. Yeah, okay. So I guess that makes sense.
The painting would be able to come off the wall and something like time to throw this ugly painting out on the dump.
But what if it becomes the next Mona Lisa? Not the Mona Lisa, but the Patrick.
I doubt it, but yeah, then it would still be cool. It would still be cool, but then again, you could say the same thing about a life-size sculpture could turn into the new David statue, right? Right. So
That would depend. Is it a nude statue or with clothes?
I think it would be a close on, but I don't know. Maybe a nude statue with a big fucking penis.
No. If anything, it would have to be one of those ancient Greek statues. Where
with normal sized penises.
No, not a normal sized penis. You know the ideal, the fashion back then, or the beauty thing was having a small. Okay, I don't know how the fuck we got off on this now.
Regarding sculptures, though, like I can recommend for all you guys that are going to Norway, to Oslo, in the future, to take a look and go through the Vigelandspark, which is a park full of sculptures by the artist or sculpturer Gustav Vigeland. From like many years ago, but like it's still a really fascinating walk to go through all those statues.
And now there's going to be one of you as well.
Yeah, now there's going to be one of mine as well in that park.
All right. So the next one is: would you rather be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or be the president of a prominent country? I know which one you will choose. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, like this is yours though.
Oh, it is? Then I read my own question. Well, you know, I don't care much for fucking money, as we have discussed on multiple occasions. So, you know, I would choose the fucking president. I believe I could do shit, man. I could fucking get things back on course, you know? I could implement shit. I could make laws.
And if not, change the world.
And if not, then at least I can't do much worse than the current president of the U.S. And yeah, now I said it on YouTube. But then again, that's not what's gonna get us banned, is it? What was it again that was gonna get us banned?
Yeah, just move on.
During these No, I want to know.
I think like it gets us banned if we were supporting Trump.
Yeah, if we were supporting, but I'm not supporting Trump. I'm saying I would do a much better job than than the guy that was running the country right now.
Yeah,
which is the asshole, which is the dog or the monkey. He has many names.
He has many names. The beast have many names.
But you know what would be the first thing I would change in America if I was the president there?
Yes, the capital system, and make it a welfare state.
Surprisingly, nah. That would be second. No, the first thing I would do is get rid of all guns. Get rid of the fucking Second Amendment. Because we're civilized and we don't need people. Nah, I don't want to go into this now, but like, we don't need school shootings. We don't need all that fucking amok, chaotic bullshit. Like just taking one psychotic dude who gets a gun and then click, and then 10,000 people are dead. Or nah, I don't know. I'm exaggerating. Let's not get into that. But that would be the first thing I would change.
Yeah.
59%
would rather choose the money.
But that's because the money. That's because people are money crazed. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about this. So, would you rather drool abnormally in public, or audibly moan during each conversation you have? Oh, this is a good one.
I think like I would choose to drool abnormally. Yeah. In public, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest.
Yeah,
just be walking around like with like drool dripping.
But does that also include conversations you have in public?
I don't know.
Let's say it doesn't. Let's say it
Yeah.
doesn't. Let's say you can pull it together during conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably do that too. Although now, yeah, I guess people read it like you drool all the time, even in conversations when you're in public. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess that would be
probably.
annoying. That would be annoying.
Probably.
Should we take one more from you, and then we could probably wrap it up?
Okay, wasn't it your turn now? It's your turn, man.
No,
Yours.
you had the last one.
Okay. Would you rather always tell the truth or always lie?
Yeah, this is interesting because this is different from the one we had before, where you're known as a liar, but if you always lie here, you're not known.
Yeah.
I think I would always lie
Yeah, me too, man.
because fuck, man, that like lies can be so much, and you can always make up stuff that will make people happy. And if there's something I've learned from my 27 years of being on this earth, is that people don't always get happy knowing the truth.
No.
Definitely not.
Imagine like in this aspect though. If you were always telling the truth, you'd be walking around like you're fat,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
ugly,
Exactly.
you're fat,
like
you're
that.
ugly, you're stupid, right? Or whatever. All these things would blurt out of your mouth,
Yeah.
right?
Uh,
And you would hurt people with it.
no,
So
exactly.
no, like even though you like another thing is like to be an honest person, but to always tell the truth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like whenever you see something, and you would feel obligated to say what you meant, right?
Yeah.
Because if you are keeping it to yourself, right, and not saying something, that would kind of mean that you're lying, because you would be keeping it to yourself. You would be keeping it a secret, right?
Yeah.
So no, like no, yeah, definitely the always lie one.
I mean, imagine you're on a date with a girl, and you're sitting across from her, and she starts spouting off about racist jokes, and how she really hates the waiter and stuff like that. Are you just gonna say you're being a racist and ruin your chances for the successful end of the date?
Yeah, or or if you just see her and she is like just astonishing from the looks, and the first thing you say is like, "Oh girl, you're so hot. I want to just take you to bed right now."
Yeah.
No, and then it will also like come out like the wrong way, like,
Yeah, that would be.
oh damn,
Then you would get her always telling the truth, which is, "You're a creep. Get the hell away from me."
yeah, it wouldn't end well. It wouldn't end well, for sure.
Yeah, that whole thing. But also, like, if you're like, imagine an insurance salesman or any kind of salesman for that for that part, telling the truth, like being like, yeah, so you should definitely buy this house. Just know that I'm getting 50% commission, and you will actually lose money on this trade because it's just something that I had to put together at the end of the day, because otherwise I don't get my Christmas bonus. You know? Like, nah, definitely wouldn't be good.
No.
But 80%.
80% choose to always tell the truth. But hey, man, this is like, you know what? This is like the 80% of the people that wants to be like, I'm lying to myself right now and say that I'm a good person.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same. It's the same thing. Like, you know, like
there's nobody out there that has never told a little white lie. In their lives. I do not believe that.
No, me neither. And like this reminds me, like, you know, of something like I've noticed because like some people before friends and family, like, and I ask, yeah, I'm just going to, and then I say, yeah, I'm just going to throw these leftovers of food away, right? Because I know that you motherfuckers ain't gonna eat this shit. And then the answer I get back is, no, don't throw this food, Patrick, because I'm going to eat it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I say, yes, okay. I will put it in the fridge, right, for the visitors, right?
Yeah.
And then it goes a day, and then in the evening I'll ask, yeah. So like, what about those leftovers? Anybody going to fucking eat them?
Yeah.
Right? Yes, I'm going to eat them. Right? Just leave them, right? And then I ask on day 2. Yeah. So how about those fucking leftovers in the fridge? Anybody going to eat them? Yes. I'm going to eat them, right? And then on day 3, I fucking throw them out because like, that's, by the way, if you guys don't know this, leftovers can only last maximum 48 hours in the fridge.
That depends on what it is, but
yeah,
if it is fish or meat or
usually,
vegetables or anything like that,
usually
throw it out.
Yeah, usually it is only 2 days max.
If it is starchy things like rice or potatoes or bread, you could probably still eat it, but it wouldn't taste good.
But the point is, like, that people are trying to make themselves sound better than they really are, right? Instead of just accepting that you're a bunch of food spilling motherfuckers that don't have any intention of eating the leftovers.
Yeah.
Right, and it's the same thing here. Like, always tell the truth. It's like, yeah, I'm a good person, so I would always tell the truth, no matter how bad or how good.
And we're also including omitting the truth here, right?
Yeah.
So
omitting the,
because, like, in my opinion, you can say, like, you can give me long speeches about, but technically I wasn't lying, because I said when you asked me how long the order was, like, if say it's some businessman who's shipping orders to customers and they've ordered for Friday the 25th of January and he delivers the 26th, and then he says, but technically you ordered for the 25th, but but somewhere in our rules of our business it said that we have an extended delivery time, so, and even though you didn't read that, then this still counts. So technically we never lied on our website. Yeah, but you're still omitting the truth somewhere else. So that's what I mean by omitting the truth. That is still kind of lying.
Indeed, it's the same thing, right? Yeah.
Even though it's not technically lying, but it is still, I still count that towards this, because it's still in the same, it's a gray zone for sure, but it's still more towards lying than telling the truth, because it is not being it's not being straight with people. It's not telling them, listen, we only have 5 days, or we have up to 5 days or 20 days delivery time, so so it's still lying, in my opinion, omitting the truth.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's too. Yeah.
So should we take one more or end it here?
You can take one more. Screw it.
All right, one more then. This is yours. Or this is mine. You read it.
Yeah, you read it.
No, it's mine.
Yeah, you need to read it. You took the last one.
Oh, okay. Would you rather be famous for inventing the whoopee cushion, or be famous for inventing snap bracelets?
What is the whoopee cushion?
I think I heard it before. I think it's. I have no idea, but I know I've heard the term.
Oh, okay. So it is a fart bag.
Ah, right.
Okay. And the other question was
Snap
was
bracelets.
in the snap bracelets. What's that?
I don't even know what that is. Bracelets. It's okay. It's like these things that things you can get in kids stores too.
Yeah, like same diff to me though. For pillows or this shit, right? I would say that you would be more famous though for the whoopee cushion.
Yeah.
Since like that's used in like pranks and all that all the time, right?
It's a more obvious prank than like what can you even use a snap bracelet for? I mean, it's
What can you like?
Such a brainless invention.
It's used to like put like reflex on, like a reflex on you. For instance, like a snap bracelet, it is like in this reflex material. But like that's it. What can you use?
But like.
I choose the prank. I choose the whoopee cushion.
Yeah.
Try and be like a fun guy.
Yeah, I think so too. I think humor is more important.
And the majority agrees with us.
Yeah. Okay, let's just take one more and then we'll end it.
Okay, would you rather be Calvin or be Hobbes?
Okay, I gotta Google them. Calvin
Hobbes.
The fuck are these guys?
Who are these guys?
Okay. So
all right.
In Danish we actually call them Sten og Stoffer.
All right. And in Norwegian they are called Tigergutt.
Right. And who's Calvin and who's Hobbes? I don't know. I mean, I never...
Okay, the tiger has to be Hobbes.
I think so too, but I don't. Let me just see.
Well, I got my answer. You want me to hear my take on it?
I mean, I've never seen the.
And you want me to get my take on it?
Yeah, you take this one because I've never seen it.
Okay, I would rather be the boy if that's Calvin. Because the tiger is imaginary. So right. So if you choose to be the tiger, then you technically don't exist other than in Calvin's imagination. That's your entire existence.
Yeah, so you're real when you're Calvin.
Yeah. So I would choose to be real instead of some imaginary friend.
Can't we just like search for Hobbes?
Hobbes cartoon.
Or Calvin?
Oh my god. Just search for Hobbes cartoon. Cartoon.
Oh my god, there's fucking...
You need to add the word cartoon.
Calvin.
God damn, man. You gotta add the word cartoon, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's the boy. So I would rather choose to be Calvin, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah, most people would. Okay, we gotta take one more now because this was dull. Would you rather be a wizard or be a vampire?
Okay, this is yours, man, since I took the last one kind of off you.
Like, obviously, I watched Lord of the Rings for a few weeks ago, and what good is there in being a vampire? You're allergic to garlic and shit. I mean...
I agree, man. But mostly I agree from that fun music video made as a kind of like a comedy, which is called "Wizards Never Die." Right.
Yeah, or epic Sax Gandalf or Gandalf Sax or whatever the fuck it's called. It's trending.
Yeah. Man, like you guys gotta check out like Wizards Never Die. It's like a so fun rap. It begins like with like motherfucking wizards never die. You know who we are. Hey, we're back, motherfucking 2008, motherfuckers. Motherfucking wizards never die.
That sounds like something I'm going to stone to after this podcast.
Yeah, and then it goes on like puffing on that wizard weed all day, all night, stay high. That's why wizards ain't gonna die.
I'm
I mean, like, how is that not funny, right?
I think I would be more for. I think we can show off a little bit of Sax Gandalf here without getting cited here because it's already on there. So there, this is the epic Sax Gandalf.
Right. Pretty cool.
Anyway,
All right. This is where we're gonna end it.
yeah, let's end it here because it's depending on what is the next one.
Yeah, let's just end it.
Yeah,
Fuck
this
that
is
political
crap.
bullshit.
This is
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna let you end this podcast for once. So,
Alright, man. Thank you guys for being here with us in this special episode of The Corner where we tried out a different concept this time. This was not where we discuss a topic, but where we actually discuss a bunch of topics in a much quicker pace, I feel, too, because we had this would you rather scenario to guide the conversation along. I think it went pretty well, actually. We didn't get so deep into it, but I think for an episode here it was pretty good. So yeah, sure, comment if you liked it and tell us if you want more of this in the future. I personally liked it. I found it was a very good concept to try out. And hit that like button and subscribe and whatever the fuck Patrick wants you to do usually. And share the videos like crazy so we can all enjoy more content on The Corner. Peace out and see you in the next episode.